Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. I'm really gravitating to the aqua colors this morning, the mother. There's that mother's love out there right now. Okay. So I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. Depending on where you are in the world, you may not be awake yet. And remember, I am healthy, I am happy, I am beautiful, wise, and I am wide awake. There's one I'm blanking out on, which that's probably the one that we need to work on here. I am healthy, happy. Oh, abundance. I guess that's always on our list, right? I called T-Mobile this morning for a question, and while I was on hold with the music, I'm Wide Awake was playing. I thought you'd like that one. And I'm going to show you the pictures, but first let's go ahead and roll the die. All right, my die, my beautiful colored dice. Let's see what comes up for the twins today. The number 9, oh, it's number 6 today, because 9's been coming up all the time. We got 6 today. 6 is love, family, community, the lovers, of course. Let's put this over here next to our 81 on the top of the numerology deck, actually the underlying energy. We have Neptune here. All right, dreamy planet. Pisces, and then we have Aries. All right. So where are we? Today is we're actually in Taurus right now, right? So we have some Aries energy coming up here too. Today is April 30th, so tomorrow's May 1st already. And so we have that, Aries is that initiative energy, right? It's in your face. It's that, that fresh start energy to get you going. And then the illusion of the heaven on earth energy of Neptune and Pisces, which is also the end of the cycle, the 12, and the 6 of love, family, community, the lovers. It's a very interesting combination, actually. It makes for a really nice trip with the family, or just some kind of get-together with the family, inspired to come together and be dreamy together. You know what a nice energy that is. So here is the union read for 40, 5D, 60. Look at the beautiful colors there. We have the 40, 5D, 60, the divine feminine on the left, the divine masculine on the right, the bridge between them, in between, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and then the closing energies. And there's a lot of new energy coming up on the masculine side here. Okay, and then we have the read in front of you, the twin flame read. Again, this is the SIRIAN Starseed deck and the completed 7-deck read. Okay, so there's a lot of energy on the table. If this is a general reading for all the twins, so if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. If you want something more personalized, my information is below, as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. And I have a CD out there called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe, if you want to check that out as well. Okay, so like I said, I'm wide awake, came up first thing this morning. I didn't sleep last night, so I did a clearing at after 4. And then, of course, I fell right to sleep after about 15 minutes into it. 11:33 on the clock right now. So I slept till a little after 9, so I got maybe 5 hours sleep, so that's not the worst. But it was tough. I had a tough time going to sleep last night for sure. The SIRIAN Starseed deck. Let's see. For the union energy first. By the way, I said the aqua colors. I put on a light green shirt this morning, and then I went right towards these two stones just now here for you guys. Okay, that's fluorite, and I'm blanking out on this stone right now. But anyway, the aqua colors or the light green colors are coming up a lot for me right now. The union read was done at 2:02 as it switched to 2:03 yesterday, which is the 2-3 of the 23 of the King of Wands, which is very interesting because that came up regarding chromosomes, the 23 pairs of the King of Wands. And then my brother called, who's a Leo, so he's a King of Wands, shaman type energy. So the 2 to 3 of the High Priestess to the Empress, but also the 23 of the King of Wands. And then the union of the 45 to 60 for today, the 30th, which is the union energy, which was funny. When I went to bed last night, I had just I was rereading some chapters I've written a long time ago, and it ended with talking about the 30 of the union energies, and then it was the 30th. So it's very significant today. We had the underlying energy in this union read of reflection, which is the Hermit, and the Virgo energy, and the central energy was the Strength card. This is the Tiger in this deck, so for me that's more Sagittarius than Leo, but both can come up, and even Aries could come up with that Leo card in the middle of this read anyway. And then the Ace of Wands was the outgoing card at the end. So the Hermit with light, reflecting the birthing process, through the ring of fire, chomping at the bit, with a mighty roar, a cry to birth anew. And then Emu was coming up again, the letter E, which is the 5 energy, but also it's the E that turns into the M when it rolls over, and then to the 3, and then the W, the Emu, the flame igniting new passion with the flick of a finger or a lighter. And then you light up my life. So that was coming up. You bring me hope to carry on. So that was coming up. You light up my days and fill my nights with song. Back to back, gentle light or burning blaze. And I was getting the energy of like the masculine in the waiting room on the day of the birth of the baby. And the third flame. The incoming divine feminine, the 5 of Pentacles, reason or the Emperor, and the Page of Pentacles. The Hermit without the lantern, only reflection of the ice and crystal light. In exile from the Emperor and his reasons, nowhere in sight, yet curious about them. The father putting down, the child picking up. No longer interested versus new curiosity here. All doing their own thing. Very earthy energies here. In the 4D was the Lovers, the Queen of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. The divine feminine lover expressing rainbow ethers by candlelight and crystal ball ablaze, combining fire and crystal, wands and earth, going direct to the source to manifest. The divine masculine using that same crystal light from source to shine 6 rays upon himself. So there's this energy of the rays coming up from the bottom to the feminine, and then the rays coming down upon the divine masculine, and light up his days and nights. So you light up my life again. The marble cave or ancient relics room, or getting their wish with an event at a museum, or Thai wine cellar at 220, which is the 2 of the High Priestess, the 20 of the Judgment, or the 22 of the Fool, backed up by Source Embodiment. So again, today is Friday, here where I am on the East Coast in the United States. And yesterday then, when I was starting this, was Thursday, so it was the 29 energy yesterday, and then the 38 of the Queen of Cups, and today is the Knight of Cups with the 4 of Wands. You know, both days very beautiful energies, going from the Queen of Cups to the Knight of Cups, after we went from the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups to the Knight of Cups, so perhaps a younger masculine than the feminine, and then the 3 of Wands of being very present in the moment, after the twin flames of the 2 of Wands yesterday, of the day before on the 28th. And then today the union of the home and stability. So Bridging at 222, room 222 is the guidance counselor show. Bridging with the Queen of Swords, that one-on-one mediation energy of the High Priestess and the feminine energy, with the Queen of Swords with the truth trigger and temperature guns, getting a handle on Excalibur and how the West was won. Putting all the pieces of herself back together, a beautiful mosaic needing integration or welding services. Or maybe her picture is just unclear, sharpening the image to make it clearer to outside viewers. So the fifth dimension here was the Two of Swords, Strength card, and the King of Swords. The Divine Feminine knowing and floating on air, perhaps excited to see the beach again. The Divine Masculine and the King of Swords with sword across his sacral, guarding his vault and his treasures with iron fist and stone pillar. Integrity above all, but doth he protest too much? How much energy goes into making a stern expression? Judge on a pedestal, down below, and jury, or in fear of being discovered, the real you, going toe to toe. Bridging with the Ring of Fire, the portal, the gate, the threshold, the birthing canal, and the King of Swords sitting there unprepared to catch the baby. He's too busy focusing on how he comes off to the outside world. Neither smiling as intervention comes to pull the King of Swords towards the center again, right? The balance again. If you're in the outer ring, it means you're not centered, right? The bridge, the portal, the gate, the threshold of something big. The 6D here is the Two of Pentacles, Justice, and the Nine of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine surrender, or the Divine Masculine at their wits' end on how to get her to look at him. The Divine Masculine abundant backyard, or sovereign as pure as the driven snow with wise counsel, or per his perspective. Bridging with blind justice, don't need to see in 6D, right, because it's all about feeling, because you're instantly manifesting in the 6D. The Queen of Swords in the 4D manifesting surrender, divine justice, and sovereignty in 6D, or mediator with eyes closed, aiding the Two of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. 29, instant manifestation, in 6D high vibe with 10, 10, 10, that very high vibration trill of 10, 10, 10. The Divine Feminine lovers floating on a cloud in peace of mind and surrendering her Divine Masculine to the universe. The Divine Masculine with the Nine of Cups getting their wish, perhaps, as the King of Swords is about to manifest in 4D, and the Garden of Eden in 5D, happy with self or figuring it out, sitting in his truth with Sovereign in 6D, or his own sovereignty. He may have an issue with her being in the lead or one step ahead. And again, that's a masculine ego thing. Bridging with the Queen of Swords, pulling the trigger on self, or temperature gunning herself to the wrist as opposed to suicide position. Oh, and I had to bring this up to you. I read up a lot on the temperature guns, and I don't feel it's so much an issue to the pineal gland as it is inaccurate and also a psychological weapon. And I wanted to bring that up because my son literally was so much acting like a soldier when he was a baby. My mom used to call him a gorilla in the mud because he never wanted to get up to crawl. He basically was just kind of slithering along until he, was able to walk. But also he would put on, his dad had an old-fashioned construction helmet, which looks like an army helmet, and he would put a belt around his shoulder like a bullet chain. And this is when he was a baby. And he would speak to me about war. Like a friend of ours who used to live here, when he was a baby, he literally said that he told me that he knew him from the war. So one of the things that my son did the first time he held a water gun on the beach was point it directly at his head. He picked it up and he pointed it at his head. So obviously there's a huge wound there that needs to come up, and people need to understand this. It's more about the wounding of being shot and having a gun held to your head than anything else. From what I understand, obviously you don't want a laser pointed at your head, but these guns are different, right? The laser guns are not for human use. They're for other reasons, for temperature scans. But the the gun that they're using uses it intakes the temperature around your head, so it's really probably not very accurate, and your wrist is more accurate. It can be up to a degree higher than the forehead. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. It's much more of a psychological wounding issue, that nobody should point a gun at your head. And then with the 5D breakthrough or bleed through and the 6D threshold opening as the dinner bell rings, it's time to come home. The outgoing divine masculine with the 2 of cups, the moon and the ace of pentacles, the 2 of cups waning into a new life or perfect contentment and passion. So I have the divine feminine here with Virgo, Aries, and Gemini, and then the page of pentacles. And then the divine masculine side, there's Cancer with the knight, with the king of swords and or sovereign. Of course, if you guys have any other technical information you want to share in the comments below with anything I brought up, you're welcome to do so. The central energy between the two here is Leo, Sag, Libra, and the Queen of Swords. So, and of course, always do your own research on anything that you want to make a decision on. Don't go by someone else without doing, your own first-hand research as well. So the number that came up from this read is 31, which is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is the 31. And the horizontal pillars here came up as 12, 2, and 17, which is the Hanging Man, the High Priestess, and the Star. The vertical pillars came up as the 5, 4, 18, 2, and 2, which is the Hierophant, the Emperor, the Moon, the High Priestess times 2. And I said times, that's not the first time I said times 2 today, so that's significant. So the messages here regarding Capricorn, Pisces, and Aquarius on one side, and then Taurus, Aries, Cancer, and 2 Pisces on the other side. The Hangman and the High Priestess stars expanding or depressed and fighting. The Hierophant, marriage, religion, or establishment, and the Emperor at night, that can be church and state as well, with 2 Pisces or 2 psychics or secrets, or deception with 2 Pisces or secrets here, was coming up in the union read here. So light to fire, truth to balance, surrender to allowance, 5 rays or 5 offices, and looking for work or new employee. The divine feminine child is excited and curious, perhaps about an offer. The divine masculine child is all set up and on their own. This is on the divine masculine side. It's like with the children, if you have kids. On the feminine side, there may be a child who's excited and curious about a new offer. The divine masculine side, the child, they may be working on setting up a child to become on their own or become independent, like taking a child to college or wherever they may be going. Now nothing else to distract them at 317, which is the Empress and the Star. No more reasons, only 6 rays upon him. Sagittarius or Leo on the bridge could be trying to escape. Gemini and Libra on either side trapping them. There's no way out but through the fold. Self-articulation or self-examination. So again, there's always room for expansion or change, and even in a point of view, perhaps on a topic, if you get new information that resonates with you. And if something I say doesn't resonate with you, then let it go. It's not meant for you. Or go ahead and do your own research as well, or self-examination or self-articulation. So we go into the twin flame read here with the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Again, today being April 30th, 2021, and 420 was actually the time my son was born in the room I was in when he was born. And 4 is the Emperor, 20 is the Judgment, or the 42 of the 2 of Cups with the 0 behind it, which is my outer personality number 42. So 0 behind the 42 of the 2 of Cups is that really beautiful energy. And also the Emperor with the Judgment is his natural disposition, right? He's in a place of power making decisions or judgment calls. At 428, which is the Emperor and the 28 of the choice of path or the twin flames, undance came up. So whatever dance he may have been doing, he may be undoing, the undancing. And then CE came up, which can be the reference for seal, but also it can be sea. And I was just getting, this came up in one of my downloads before about the Knights of Sea, which came up as a chapter of the Catholic Church, but also came up as an engineering school, I think, in the Chicago area or in Illinois. But that's I'm not getting like the other C's that I normally get. That's what I'm getting right now. And then at 429, which is the Emperor and the Three of Wands, again, the 28th to the 29th to the 30th, which are the days we're dealing right now, so those energies, I was getting E out. So instead of time out, the E was separated from time to show Tim, E out. Okay, and E can be the name of a person perhaps. It can be the energy of energy. It can be the Elohim, the Eve energy, the five of change, the Hierophant, freedom and expansion. All of those energies is with the E. Remember, the E turns over to become the M and the 3 and the W as well, the EMU, the electromagnetic unit. So we finished this read in front of you at 440, which is the Emperor and the Page of Cups. And I love that combination when that comes up because it's the epitome of the polarity, right? The Emperor who's in full control and the Page of Cups who's so innocent and sweet and totally out of control and happily so. And that can be his inner child as well. We have the Justice in the Major Arcana, the Hanging Man, which is the Hanged Man, the Great Wheel or the Wheel of Fortune, the Solar Deity or the Sun, Abundance, which is the Empress in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And after the read came up Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and Ascension, which is the World. We had 1 Pentacle, 3 Swords, 1 Cup, and 1 Wand. So mostly swords here, which can be obsessing in your head, but it also can be intellectualizing. So maybe you're doing a lot of intellectual work or reading or writing, that kind of stuff. We have the Knight of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Wands in the read. Now, the Knight of Swords is the challenge and the only one who's upright here. The King of Cups and the Knight of Wands are reversed, and there may not be things working out between them, whether they're working together or it's like a father and son. One might be taking care of the other. It can be the father taking care of the son taking care of the father, or 2 people at work who may not be getting along, or things are just not working, whether it's financial or getting along with other people. We have the King of Swords before the read, and he was reversed in this read as well, so was the Queen of Swords. So there's definitely some poo-poo energy around here of working out personality differences. We had 666s here. There were no numbers that came out on the code line today, just the 666s from the read and the 777s. So again, the 6 of love, family, and community comes up. It doesn't have 666 doesn't have to reference the devil. It can reference the shadow side of everyday life, which is normal. The 77 of the sovereign energy, being in your sovereignty. And remember, 666 is 18 of the moon, the dark side of the moon. And again, the issues of day-to-day life and the cycles of the moon, right? The full moon stress and the buildup of the water pressure at the full moon and the rising tides. And then now we're in the waning period coming back down to the new moon. And again, finding your sovereignty. We had 6, 7, 8, lay them straight. Okay, also the focus on the very high vibrations for those twins who are in the 60, 70, 80, which is probably most of them, because most of you were already partly in the 5 and 6D before you even started your journey, and some much higher as well. And then we have the code line being all about time out, but again, it came up as Tim, E out, so the name Tim is coming up. And there were no numbers on this code line. The messages, again, there were several messages. Oh, there's definitely health issues coming up here. Gastric bypass or stapling was coming up major, as well as heart issues, whether it's heart transplant, heart attack, anything to do with the heart, having heart testing because you're having heart stress. Maybe you don't have any issues and it's just ascension symptoms, but you don't know that. Or somebody you know doesn't know that, so they're getting a heart workup. Literally was getting GAD, EP, and CAD, which is cardio atherosclerotic disease. So, and GAD and EP are GAD's what you use in MRIs, and then the EP test, having to do with the electrical circuits in your body regarding the heart and all that kind of stuff. So the messages coming up here, which were many because there were significant things coming up here: ice, the gastric bypass, or stapling. So again, there's obesity coming up here with the Knight of Swords exposing all. Han's coming up there. So Han Solo comes up here with that. The Chinese come up with Han, as well as Thor Han may come up for some of you who know who Thor Han is, who's a Pleiadian. We have Han of the Caravan, right? The Fleabag Hotel. I always think of it as the Happiness Hotel from the Muppet movie. But it's like a guy's hangout, right? Because you don't have to clean. It's got pets all over it, and there's fleas everywhere, and no one ever cleans, It's like a hostel or something like that, where there's a whole bunch of kids there. But the Han energy, the co-pilot, the Knight of Swords exposing all, the Han, the co-pilot, the Fleabag Hotel or Happiness Hotel, or the Caravan, maybe taking it on the road, living out of a van or living out of a trailer. And then I was getting Gonzo and Rizzo, literally, right? The co-pilots from the Muppet movie. And Gonzo is also the one that jumps out of the balloon or the plane, right? Because that's what's fun for him. Also, I and weight was coming up. So not only weight as in too much weight or fat. Fat was literally coming up in lard and obesity, but also weightlifting was coming up. And someone may actually weigh fat for work. So they may work in an animal plant, or a small farm was coming up. The staple of the Knight of Swords may be the sun, right? Needing the sun, or the solar deity, the men, or the all boys club, right? The place, like I said, which is a hangout for men, like in the Little Rascals where the girls aren't allowed, or the inn on the river with ducks and ginger. Norse and Chinese were coming up to eat, ear, arm, hand, foreleg, wing, and branch. And it was coming up in one of these messages as anything they can get their hands on. I see pretty sheep, or the young ewe, right? The ewe is the young sheep. That may be an insult when referring to a woman. So I see a pretty ewe, but it also can reference literally talking to you. I see pretty ewe, the staple of the Knight of Swords, the sun, and a cave to hang out, perhaps with animals, boys, men, and dogs. Perhaps Timmy. So Timmy out, or team, where E is out. Spanky and the gang was definitely coming up here. Were there any E names? I can't even remember, because Darla is what's coming to mind. But I compensate for damages. Restitution is also coming up. And this could be someone saying, for the things I've done badly to myself, I compensate for damages, restitution, whether it's heart issues, weight issues, whatever it is. GAD, EP, and CAD was coming up here with the heart issues and tests of thoughts and words, blind men and orphans, radiation, solar heat, flare, and eating a lot on the run or the road or on the go, whatever I can get my hands on. Nordic, Chinese, and then Nordic and Vikings. I looked up the food because I'm not that familiar with Nordic food, and it said they like preserved food, right? It's the Viking energy, so they have to have preserved food. So that might be a call to, stock up on a little, non-perishables, just so you always have something in case you need it. Fermented meat and sausages was coming up, but also lots of chocolates, cookies, cheese, meats, and sandwiches, all sound like very fattening things. And then also team sports, water sports, to dig, unearth, to shoot, to throw, to weave, embroider, and build. And it's like, and then being sarcastically saying, especially from the Divine Masculine, do you happen to have a heart? You have a heart handy? Because I haven't been very good to my heart. I sacrificed my life for spouse is another entry here. I'm literally interpreting the message here. I sacrificed my life for spouse, fish, goat, which can be a Pisces and Capricorn, or a female roebuck, a deer. The rest for carpenters. PC, all right, being politically correct. The Knight of Swords, sunshine with roadside shelter, the Fleabag Hotel, like anyone comes by at all hours of the night. And then time, that E is out. Oneself, irons on the fire. She, we, five, all the same to her. It's like someone who doesn't care. They don't have There's no discrimination there. Not that you should discriminate against people, but it's more of discernment and putting up boundaries. But someone who lets everybody in, pets, people, and maybe then the house is a mess because there's fleas all over the place. But again, it comes up as the bachelor pad, or someone who has a lot of pets and then they don't, clean up appropriately for the amount of people who may be in the house. There's that kind of energy coming up. And again, someone who lives there who doesn't agree with this. So fire and ice and the need of water, the GAD test or EP test, stable or CAD test, which is I can't, my mouth doesn't speak words very well. My brain goes so much past my mouth, which is why I have trouble speaking, because my mind always goes much faster than my mouth is able to go. So the cardiotherosclerotic disease, so the CAD test, the messenger of truth exposing all of the happiness hotel. It's time E out. A heart, so someone might need a heart too, or want somebody with a heart, to dig, to shoot, to throw E out. So those energies, so however that resonates with you. And also then I was getting the thymus, which literally is time for us. And then E out was coming up. So the name Tim and thymus is another health thing that might be coming up. And then time for us and E out. And then I'm getting somewhere, right? A time for us, someday there'll be. So if you want to listen to that from West Side Stories, beautiful music. All right, so we have 542 and Spirit's connecting with me. Music is always good. 5 of the Hierophant, 42 of the 2 of Cups. We have the 8 of Pentacles reversed in the underlying energy for this read. Okay, so the 8 of Crystals or 8 of Pentacles, I always give you the typical terminology so it's easier for you to understand. So in this deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck, it's crystals, orbs, flames, and chalices. But anyway, the 8 of Crystals or the 8 of Pentacles, the underlying energy, the mini cards on top, and I go for 5 cards down and then 5 cards forward there at the end. And the 5 cards down are the King of Swords reversed, the 6 of Wands reversed, the 9 of Wands reversed, the 7 of Pentacles upright, and the 5 of Wands upright. The King of Swords reversed, feeling of failure with negative attention or attention-seeking behavior. Under the radar, the wounded warrior surrender to reap rewards in the pursuit of happiness hotel after fighting or overworking, not working, or it's not working out, with the King of Cups reversed and the Emperor reversed. In the aftermath with the Empress reversed or the War of the Roses, taking forever to end with the King of Wands reversed, temptation in his face, or Capricorn waving, and the King of Wands reversed, dead tired, or just exhausted here. So again, there's different combinations, but the main deck was the King of Cups reversed in the foundation and the Knight of Wands in the recent past. Those were the main cards as far as the people. And they're both reversed too. So there's lots of combinations on one-on-one issues, fathers and sons, partners, but it's all masculine energy right here. And then the King of Wands. So Aries reversed, Scorpio reversed, Taurus reversed, and Capricorn upright here. All of these people here could have Scorpio in their chart as well, all these men especially, but we have the Empress reversed there too. The Emperor and the Empress have the Tower reversed between them. They're all reversed with the King of Cups next to the Emperor as well. And that could be a father and son together and then split from the Empress reversed, or she could be in a hospitalization or an Alzheimer's facility, or maybe she's passed, right? So there could be issues with that as well. And if she's passed, maybe she's waving from beyond, and maybe that's freaking somebody out because it may be against their religious beliefs. That could be coming up. So all could have Scorpio in their chart there, or jealousy issues, and both Scorpio cards are reversed in this read. There was, the Tower was upright in the underlying energy, but then in another underlying energy, it's now reversed already. So it's like coming into this read, we had the Queen of Wands upright, the King of Wands reversed, where the Tower's upright. So it's definitely something, with them, with the War of the Roses, they could definitely be the Emperor and the Empress, or maybe the Emperor and the Empress are their parents and the in-laws, whatever it is for you. We got the King of Swords upright there as well in the situation. And there's definitely weakness or illness or a need for courage and strength and health regarding a disconnect or two people at a distance, okay? So defenseless, there could definitely be Scorpio with jealousy issues and defenselessness to the Knight of Cups, offering love to the past with new information and or clarity of injustice, and the wounded warrior's surrenderer. To make a bold move, to travel or ascend, but do it under the radar with the Queen of Swords reversed, withholding perhaps time, money, and effort at the present time. Or maybe she's planning for a new beginning. At 553, which is the Hierophant and the Knight of Swords, lining brick with natural carpet, or brick fireplace with decor around it and on the floor, which is coming up in the pictures, but I also happen to have that energy, so I'm sure I'm not the only one. Rolling down the river, standing on a landmine or a landfill. A time bomb is about to go off for somebody. May not realize they're standing on a gold mine as well, so it can go either way. The electromagnetic field can be that gold mine, with no houses perhaps across the way, or the property by the water and a nice view. Perhaps someone is thinking about a place in Florida or where the crocodiles are. But I was just watching something yesterday too that we're bringing up. That may not be the ideal place right now, especially when we don't know what might shift or what might come as far as water, because Florida is very well known for flooding. And we had that come up in the animal deck, the animal spirit cards too the other day with sharks and crocodiles. So you certainly don't want crocodiles and sharks flooding into your home. So that may be one of the issues that was coming up in that underlying energy yesterday or the day before, whenever that was. So wondering if they'd go for it, or at the beach or sea isle was coming up. Staking a piece of land perhaps, or under the radar, the Queen of Swords is quiet, not telling, or saving for a waterfront property perhaps, or it's not working out, or because things aren't working out, it's not working out, or this may be a gift, an inheritance, or settlement property. Tripped up, the wounded warrior surrendered in a battle with Taurus. Church or marriage establishment. Standoff, West Side Story, or flash mob to block each other from going in. And again, there could be somebody on strike as well here, or exercise class, or having services outside as opposed to inside, or discussing what to do with an old property that's growing out of control and not being taken care of, or the wounded warrior reversed, unable to maintain a home or property, and the township or homeowners association may be complaining about it, or lost the game and the ref called time out at 606, which is the two lovers, or the 60 and the 6, which is the finding peace and the lovers, or love, family, and community. So retreat comes up here, which is why I almost bought a house last year, but then I didn't, because the I didn't want a homeowner's contract. I just wanted individual property, but it was very inexpensive. But then when it came to the contract was so much worse than the actual buying of the house. I was like, this is getting ridiculous. And then there was another $500 charge that no one told me about. So the energy just wasn't clean for me there. So retreat was coming up, and beneath that very soon. And then the Ten of Swords was reversed, where the worst is over of pain and betrayal. And the Page of Pentacles upright, perhaps a good student. Drinking, this good student may be drinking or hurting themselves. And I get drinking, it could be drugs, it could be cutting themselves, all that kind of energy. Or somebody else allowing that other person to manipulate them, right? Or get them drunk, that kind of stuff. Or being bribed or threatened about school and getting good grades. Or starting a new business or project. So feeling under the gun. And so looking all perfect, right? That perfect good student, but under the radar, hurting themselves, trying to be that perfect one. Lovers, and that could be an adult or a child. Lovers being watched or got caught in the woods. Perhaps after a death or near-death experience, or just dead tired and no love and issues at work. Or transition at work failed because of being too preoccupied with lovers, watching somebody else's relationship or their own relationship that's being difficult right now. No more scythe or right-angled tools, only a very sharp sword, a mirror and a chalice, and metal strands shaped into hearts. Or closing up shop, watching lovers do what they do and remembering way back when at 614, which is the day I first reached out to my twins. 6 is the lovers and 14 is the temperance card of a higher love. So leadership comes up here with number 81, which is, for me, the end of karma around the world. It's also the reflection of the moon, which is very karmic. And then the manifestation underneath that, number 8, of the dance between the masculine and the feminine. The Queen of Wands is here, perhaps with Leo in her chart, or Leo, kids, or pets, weak, sick, or the King of Wands reversed, needing courage, with the King of Swords upright, with no peace or no peaceful place to go, in a disconnect, a breakup, or at a distance and not face to face, or unable to connect without being present, with a Tower moment, and that's drama, sudden events, eruptions, explosions, epiphanies, or Scorpio full moon here, because this was in, in the clarifiers. Or the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Wands reversed, sick of mediating with the King of Swords. You could be a mediator or a lawyer. Maybe they're, want one lawyer so not to spend a lot of money. No peace in a breakup, and that can also be a financial advisor, only drama, or an accountant. So sick of mediating with the King of Swords, no peace in a breakup, only drama. 2 elephants blowing up like balloons. So again, this could be heart issues, or retaining water at the full moon, or allergies flaring, water in the ceiling again. So there could be mold when there's too much water, or fire alarm and sprinklers went off and then causing flooding again, or 2 reflecting each other's fears of gaining weight, or big noses coming up as well. Again, body issues, or your perception of your body, or valve issues, veins and hearts, and nowhere to escape to for peace and quiet, or got kicked out. Viking ship on hold, or boat not in the water, while dispute going on. Leo reversed and Scorpio upright here. The underlying energy is the Wheel of Fortune upright and the moon reversed. Destiny or deception, getting up before dawn, or the new moon, or Cancer reversed. So this could be good news about Cancer or someone with Cancer in their chart. And then we Libra upright and Cancer reversed together there. So after this read, the energy that was coming up was uncomfortable energies of frustration at home, not working out with the 2 of Cups reversed, in disconnect, or 2 people at a distance who may miss each other, or they're distancing each other on purpose. The Tower reversed, event, and we actually have a concert place, the Tower, so that could be as well. So somebody's tickets or event may have gotten canceled, or just avoiding disaster, or in the aftermath of sudden events. The event is over with the King of Wands reversed and the Lover, the Knight of Wands reversed. So here we have the Knight and the King, which could be a father and son, or they could be siblings, falling short of the 6 of Cups reversed, the falling out between, siblings, or a soulmate tie, or a bad childhood and dealing with those issues here with the 6 of Cups reversed, a negative past life, dealing with those wounds, or just dealing with the current situation of children giving you a hard time, or them just having issues. Falling out, or a negative past, returning, or issues with the kids, embarrassing selves, or did something very foolish, falling on their face from grace, or lacking faith around the world, or in the Divine Feminine, the 5D, or Aries and Pisces both reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed, and the King of Cups reversed here together, perhaps on vacation or with kids or pets, but they're not happy here, they're both reversed, with Scrooge, or them being Scroogey and exposing it, or hidden agenda, or hoarding stuff, or hiding money. So somebody's sitting on a pile of something, or sitting on a gold mine like came up before. So the Tower event not working out, perhaps a gift from, or for Taurus, marriage, religion, or an establishment, where there are issues with getting along, or with finances, perhaps a loss of money because of the past year, or a third party involved, and the end of karma around the world with 81. Well, I was getting evil castles and kingdoms falling at 635, which is the Lovers and the Wounded Warrior, which is coming up surrendered. In the recent past is the Knight of Wands reversed, falling short without options and frustrated with new information and or clarity about issues at work with judgment call or an announcement about recovery measures, or waking people up. And then I'm reminding you too, I was on my phone call this morning, the music was playing, I'm wide awake, okay? So people waking up and all of a sudden coming around to your way of thinking. The Page of Pentacles upright and the Page of Cups upright and the Queen of Cups upright, recovering despite no options or just happy as long as they're together. The mother and 2 children, they're all upright. Or advertising or making calls at work to see if they can get people to come back in. whether that's people to work or clients or patients, whatever your field is. Perhaps the Knight of Wands reversed thought they were hurting out in the cold, but it ends up the Knight of Wands reversed is the one who may need to recover instead, because they look good. This is the mother and 2 children look good. So the 640 here is the Lovers and the Page of Cups. So again, that's very much the energy of the mother, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Cups is coming up here with another child as well. Some kind of announcement at school or work or community, or trying to get people in for shots. The foundation, I actually was noticing those advertisements too, you know, that, I don't know, and you can't believe anything you read in the media. I saw something that said 54% of all adults have gotten their shots in the United States. And then also, you know, trying to get more and more people in for their shots. And seeing people that you know doing this. So, you know, people that you know are good people or kind or that you used to work with are saying these things as well. The foundation is the King of Cups reversed, home sharing or settling out, with the Page of Cups, healing and forgiving, and the King of Pentacles reversed. And remember, guys, the number one thing is not to go into fear about anything, even all that stuff. When it comes down to it, fear is worse than any of that. So always just be present to your own intuition and just go with the flow, whatever, you know, whatever needs be. We have the harmonic egg, and, you know, the med beds will be here eventually. I don't know which would be better, and it may be different for different situations. So I guess we'll find out, wait and see. Just be present in the moment. Don't look forward. That puts you into lack. Or the King of Cups reversed, taking care of what the Page of Pentacles needs, while the King of Pentacles reversed is healing or heart issues, or vice versa, and getting a loving message or visitor. Again, this could be people in hospitals or just sick at home, or healing from a surgery, who are getting loving people coming to see them, with the central energy being justice reversed and recovery time being unfair, purging, dumping, crying, and peeing too much, sweating it out, and disconnect or at a distance with Leo, kids, and pets, or sunshine and secret and passion, or Leo upright and Pisces reversed, and the injustice with the truth being out. The challenge being the Knight of Swords upright, the impatient star perhaps, or losing patience, no longer patient, or of healer, dreamer, or dream girl, or Sagittarius reversed with Aquarius upright, not getting along. The Queen of Swords reversed is between the Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Cups upright, and the Queen of Wands reversed may be yelling back in rebuttal of the whole truth about an offer of love and ignoring it, of boredom or post-war, no longer confused, dumping emotional attachments. And I was just getting Elizabeth April because she calls herself EA as well. Dumping emotional attachments that no longer serve. Or the Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed are between the Knight of Swords upright and the Queen of Cups upright. Or the Queen of Wands reversed pretending to be the Knight of Swords online. So that could be an online messenger who's coming in, who may be pretending to be somebody else. The injustice of the Knight of Swords' messages also coming up may have been blocked or hidden from the person they were intended for, or hidden by the person that received them. So energetic exchange comes up here. So we have EA and EE both coming up, which is funny because whenever I see EA, I think of EE because she's EA and I'm EE. Emotionally fulfilling or with happy ending, exposed, or communication about vacation with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, but not getting their wish, grounding, integrating a secret passion, grieving or feeling guilty or shameful with third-party frustration, or social distancing for the Page of Wands reversed, who may be dropping the ball, dropping the facade, the mask, or breaking their patterns, no longer able to keep their balls up in the air. Now is the Hanging Man reversed, awake and aware of holding on and not sharing. The Knight of Cups is upright, offering love. So it can be a water sign person, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but it can just be someone who's being very loving or friendly or going to visit someone to give them love. The Knight of Cups offering love along with the Page of Cups, they're both going in the same direction, but there may be no money between them, or they're withholding what they've saved together, you know, 2 kids who've done some work together to save their money, something perhaps as a surprise for someone to get a gift, or they've been saving money perhaps to help their parents out. Impatient and unfair, or Sag and Libra both reversed, wanting to offer love or show affection, Perhaps two kids wanting to visit a Gemini or Taurus, or going on vacation together, perhaps with extended family, business, community, or friends. And then the Fool reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, uncomfortable with that extended energy of family, business, or community. Or an old man. This is, I get that, the one uncle in the family that the kids are never comfortable around because they're strange, or they're maybe overly touchy, or is coming up as an old man who may be a creepy Taurus type of energy in the extended family, who may be too touchy, or just an old man who thinks he's really buff, right? Like an ex-boxer or weightlifter type of energy, or just thinking he's all that, right? And there's definitely narcissistic energy in this person. So don't assume it's you just because there's Taurus energy coming up here. It's definitely that kind of creepy old man energy. And this could be someone who's abused someone in their childhood as well. The Knight of Swords with Libra in chart, cracking the whip with kids and what they see or do. So again, there could be someone's situation where someone in their family abused them. This is coming up as a man who may have abused them in their childhood, who now they have to take care of because they're old and sick, or they're losing their mind, and that may be very uncomfortable. And then the Page of Wands children can also be the children of the abused person, who also don't like being around this person, but they're kind of being forced to go visit them, that kind of energy. The Page of Wands reverse could be just a frustrated star, healer, dreamer, or healing and dreaming, or Aquarius person, or someone who has to get up early. And of course, the kids are going to complain about that. Maybe you have to get up really early to go visit someone because you have something else you have to go do, or deception around this, or Cancer patient, or the Queen of Pentacles upright with Cancer in their chart. We also have Virgo or Gemini and or Leo in their chart, and an energetic exchange and exposing all with soulmate from the past, or kids being difficult or just going through some issues at the time, or at a distance and defenseless to a crazy old man, or a coming out at 7:05. And this could be someone who's deemed as a crazy old man, showing narcissistic behavior. At 7:05 is the Chariot and the Hierophant again. So again, and the Chariot, I believe, is upright in this read. There's a lot of reversals in this read. But if I'm remembering correctly, yeah, the Chariot's definitely upright. So then 7:06, which is the Chariot and the Lovers, the vehicle of ascension and the Lovers. The Hermit reversed, losing their mind or feeling like they're losing their mind. An energetic exchange with the Queen of Pentacles, having trouble manifesting due to a negative past or a falling out, and defenseless to the messages under the radar, perhaps with a hostage, a prisoner, or someone with their hands tied, or in anxiety and fear. Or Hermit reversed, coming out, feeling badly about third party or bad influences or a group, or social distancing, and the Page of Wands reversed, having dropped the ball. Soon here is the Six of Swords upright, moving to peace. The Queen of Cups is also upright, awake and traveling in a bold move to end pain in order for bliss to come in, with the Hermit reversed, Lover, and Cancer reversed, present or a gift. And again, that could be a person with Cancer in their chart, or person who's been dealing with Cancer, which from this read says it's been reversed, so it's good. But there may be someone still in hospital who's receiving visits or a gift. And that can be just somebody getting a present or a gift too, because it's their birthday or a holiday. Healing and forgiving, the Knight of Swords, rushing, destiny, or trying to get Libra going on the ascension path, or to move or travel ahead. The twin flames seeing themselves as the great wheel, but it's reversed, so perhaps it's just not time yet. Or there could be the energy of social distancing and no social life, being antisocial or being too social, right? The partiers who drink or do drugs too much. Dumping a load, burdens, responsibilities, or there could be a confession here. The Page of Wands reversed, very frustrated that things are not working with reaping rewards, but not sure they have enough to get out of their situation or to retire or whatever it is, or not sure they are enough to go forward with this new situation that they want. The Knight of Pentacles rising up to offer help, money, or an opportunity to dissatisfied person, perhaps amongst the family, or an ending to an emotional cycle. They had 8, but now down to 7, and offering 1 to a negative group or third party, or in hopes that they will social distance or stay away to make the family happy, or so that they can let go of their burdens, the family, and no longer worry about them anymore. Or kids have been saving and want to help, or someone at work is offering a helping hand to wrap things up. Getting to know each other comes, I was just getting to know you, getting to know all about you. So that was coming up, getting to know each other. Let friends help, give your relationship a chance, and make the effort, all coming up for the twins here. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Seven of Swords upright, which in this deck is the passing of downloads for sure. There's the hot air balloon there. There's two men watching. So passing downloads, the Page of Pentacles, studying, researching the gold coin perhaps, or perhaps gold in general, or how to magnetize, saving for a new life, and resting on break, or meditating and praying, or 5D connecting. Running away, or lying, cheating, and stealing can come up here, or getting away with it from the Divine Feminine, the 5D, or from a Pisces reversed, or the upside down world in general. And this could be someone also taking advantage of the world upside down in general, right? Those who always want to take advantage of other people's, bad circumstances. Or the upside down world of the King of Swords reversed, who may be resting or recovering, or above that. It's like the King of Swords reversed, right? He's not in his truth, being above taking a break, being above rest or meditating or prayer. I'm above all that because he's lying to himself. Or he's lying to himself about the 5D connection. Or about someone who's been laid to rest. And that could be a funeral service as well. Or taking care of the remains. Because there's no real death situation here, okay? It may have happened already. So resting or above that, silent, or he may be lying to himself. This also can be someone who's just being completely silent, right? We have the Four of Swords and the King of Swords reversed. The solar deity, exposure of deception, or up before dawn to get a gift for a lover, or hermit reverse, not doing well. And the lover can be a family member. It doesn't have to be a sexual lover. It could be someone you have great affection for. So somebody might be getting up really early for a gift, which is funny because my brother's coming by for something. And he was just saying, I get up really early. I'm like, well, yeah, depends how early. He's like, okay, I'll come at lunch. So that's funny because that was coming up. So somebody might be getting up early to get a gift for somebody, or to run an errand, or do something they don't normally do. Or the hermit reversed is just not doing well. And that could be someone who's lost their mind, or feels like they're losing their mind, or has been over-isolating, and now it's time to come out about it. So time out is coming up here. And even more so here is intuition, right? Time out, or time out, in order to use your intuition, even more significant. So the past returns to the King of Cups reversed, or him and his kids are all reversed, and the Empress reversed, suffering in silence, or perhaps the Emperor's sister. That can mean aunt to somebody, right? Stressed, purging, and weak, or not sleeping well, so she could be sick, or maybe this is a mother who's passed already, but dealing with their sister perhaps. With hermit reversed, grieving, third party, frustrated and dropping the ball, and the King of Cups reversed with a negative past, and the Empress reversed, sharing her past, or with kids uncomfortable and feeling defenseless to the energies, or feeling ganged up on. And this can just be the energies coming in. It doesn't mean anyone specific is ganging up on them. They just might feel that stress of the energies coming in and hitting their bodies for upgrades. The Page of Swords spreading the word about failure, or under the radar prisoner, or hostage, or someone who has fear and anxiety. The Empress reversed, sharing or settling out, with the Three of Pentacles reversed, issues, the workplace, the school, the church, the art center, whatever it is. With losing patience or losing their temper, with the world upside down, or Sag and Pisces both reversed, on break or on vacation, resting or thinking about their sovereignty, or perhaps a specific sovereign person who's got everything they need except for the person to share it with. 727 is the Chariot, and the 27 of the Ace of Wands, igniting that flame. But there was definitely frustration in this read. The only ace that I think was upright was the Ace of Swords in this read. The Taurus is reversed, and Leo kids or pets reversed. The suffering and silence, the frustration here of the Chariot coming in. Sharing, that could be a Cancer person as well. Sharing or settling out at work or school with Sag reversed and Pisces upright, on break or in time out. Meditating, mediating, or resting, or thinking long and hard about entrapping sovereign or their own independence, or growing up to be such a nice young woman that, you know, when you go to see your grandparents, you're growing up, you've got so big, you're such a nice young woman now. That energy is coming up as well. So the movie I was watching last night was called Tribhanga. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Bhanga. So not working, things not working out. This could be overworking, not working. Things are just not working out. And this can be financial as well. Perhaps a gift, and the King of Cups reversed in the downturn. So someone might be upset because they don't have enough money to get what they want to get someone. Or something they promised to get someone and they can't now because of the situation this year. Learning about downloads, messages passed. The Divine Feminine in the 5D and the King of Swords reversed, getting away with it. The Knight of Wands reversed and the Injustice, and challenged by the Knight of Swords upright, finding peace in synchronicities, or I'm getting the system here, finding peace in the system, or synchronicities, or by exposing just one second here, I just want to check that out. So challenged by the Knight of Swords, finding peace in the synchronicities. There may be some definitely impatience here regarding, right, the star. Two people really rubbing each other the wrong way. The Divine Feminine, the 5D, and the King of Swords getting away with it. The Knight of Wands reversed injustice and challenged by the Knight of Swords, the Messenger of Truth, coming in, finding peace in surrender perhaps, or synchronicities, or the system, or by exposing and awakening. And the Empress reversed. That can also be exposing ego and somebody's idea, which can be a positive thing or a negative thing, depending on what happened with that idea. Sharing or settling out issues at work or school, or church, or the art center, or the gym, whatever it is for you, where you co-create. Impatient with the world reversed, or on hold, or on perpetual break. The King of Swords reversed under the radar, surrendering to the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower, while things are not working out with the Knight of Wands reversed, towering, exploding, erupting, epiphanies, or kicking everyone out. The King of Cups reversed and the injustice of an idea or awakening. The challenge being the Messenger of Truth, the Knight of Swords. And that can be the Knight in Shining Armor rushing in as well, is the challenge. The 5D messages and the downturn here, or the slowdown, and finding peace, or it's just not time, finding peace, passing downloads, and charging up by the sun of the Empress reverse perhaps, or unable to sleep or rest in peace, which is funny because I didn't sleep well last night, due to making good at Trinity, issues at work, school, church, or the art center or gym, like I said, losing patience or your temper with a cycle almost over when she can break or retire and be then independent. So it's coming up she, but that could be a he as well, at 7:38, which is the Chariot and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I was working on editing last night, so definitely some intellectualizing going on here. So let's pull some cards here for you guys. My little bear fell down. I guess he wants to say hi to you guys. Hello. He was my, for Reiki. When you do remote, you have I'm just blanking out on the word, but he was my little helper. All right, so I want to go back to Aries and the number 6, which came up a lot in this read, and then the Neptune energies of that dreaminess. So, you know, there may be some people coming up ungrounded and yet aggressive at the same time. So that might be kind of unsettling to people, which was kind of the feeling from the read. There's some one-on-one issues going on with people and an energy of unsettledness, maybe, you know, heart surgeries. The thymus was coming up, as well as gastric bypass and stapling, but also cancer treatments. So focusing on the physical body and the issues that come up regarding the physical body. So with the animal spirit deck, let's see what comes up for you guys. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, shut the door. I am healthy. I am happy. I am abundant. I am wise and beautiful. I am. I am that I am. And let it all go. Take a deep breath, guys. One more. All right, so let's see. What are the energies for the twins here from the animal spirit deck? Definitely feel anxieties coming up. And there's the oyster. And the oyster, we always talk about the oyster and the pearl, right? It's the bacteria that gets in that grows the pearl, right? So the bad thing that gets in, so anything bad things we've been talking about recently, remember that there's always the possibility that the body's protection of themselves from that bacteria can grow into something beautiful like a pearl, okay? And remember, faith, patience, and being present. Don't go into the future or the past. Just be happy with right now, what's going on. That's your best energy for dealing with things right now. Just be in joy. We have the golden egg, all right? And this is the energy I'm definitely getting in the heart space, along with the aqua energy of the mother. And this is one of the profound spirit cards. And this one is the energy of water. So you have water and spirit. And then we have the frog coming out with the golden egg. Oh, the frog becoming the prince, and that's water too. And Hogwarts is coming up. I don't know if somebody likes Harry Potter stuff. I don't know anything about Harry Potter, so sorry if I get the words wrong. But yeah, there's a couple, again, so remember I said there's like one-on-one situations. The next two cards are the bee, and someone just posted a bee literally like this online on Facebook. So they're not talking to each other, right? The crow and the bee. And they're both good energies, really good energies. They're both coming up as air sign energies. Like, right? So this is the king and queen of swords, back to back, not speaking to each other. And then there's the octopus. There's the old man with the hands, right? Or the people who have their hands in everything, doing too much and hurting themselves. Oh, and there's the octopus with the cobra. Oh, that's an interesting fight. And they're just both looking straight ahead, like pretending the other one doesn't exist. But one is the very Aries energy coming off the cobra. And the octopus is coming out as the dark side of the moon that we discussed in the read. Right? The Neptune, the dreamy, like illusionary energy. Whereas the cobra is, you know, ready to strike. And then we have the earthworm coming up as the final card. Are they coming up with anyone? Well, the hawk's coming up with it too. We have the earth and air here. So I'm just showing you the pairs. You see, none of them are facing each other. They're all in discord. Until we get to the next two. They're not facing each other either. They're facing each other. These two are facing each other, but they're not looking at each other. One's looking up, they're doing everything to avoid looking at each other in the eye. All of these pairs. You notice this theme here? I'm obviously not going to read all of these to you. And then there's the hyena laughing at everybody, enjoying it, right? And they're paired up with the stingray, right? Because they're enjoying it. He's going off doing his own thing. Here's the chakras being activated, and the hyena is just laughing and making jokes behind everybody's back. And this one's got their stinger out, right? They're enjoying. They're watching the show. It's like the kids watching the show of the parents fighting and laughing about it. Or just the same old family issues and other people laughing about it because it's just the same old, same old. It's so ridiculous. Right in the bottom of the deck is the snake. So again, the coming full circle. the flower of life in the center. And this is also that earth energy. See what's beneath the snake. Oh, the otter. He's friendly and watching. He's like, what's going on? What's going on? You know, we have such a interesting range of energies here, right? So he's all sweet and innocent and so high vibrational. And then here we have the hyena on the other side laughing at everybody. You know, it's like the accident that happens where he's laughing and then this one's like, what's going on? What can I do? What can I help? You know? That contrast of energies here. But the underlying energy is a very nice energy here with the otter and the snake. We have the peacock too. They just like to show off and have fun and lay out in the sun, right? So that's the underlying energy, is staying neutral. And then again, coming back to the first three cards, the most significant ones we're looking at here is the oyster, the golden egg, and the frog. And you notice those are both closed. Something comes out of the oyster, something comes out of the egg. What comes out of the frog? The prince. And there's like an elevation of evolution here. All right, so let's read the oyster. Like what gets into the oyster shell can actually, right? Because the oyster has a way in because there's a crack between the two shells. But does the egg have a way in? Is it possible for the bacteria to get in there, you know, and cause problems with the whatever's being hatched, you know, whether it's a chick or a person? And then the frog. Well, the frog has a mouth. So bacteria can definitely get into the frog and cause them to have issues, preventing them from becoming the prince that they want to be. But then grows the pearl. So the oyster here. Okay, the oyster's patient, secret keeper, hiding their inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Focus and determination, that's a masculine energy, the number one. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When you're in balance, they feel blessed, generous, and masterful. But when they're out of balance, they feel reluctant, griping, and clams up. So to come back into balance, share something, right? Share your blessings, share your talents. And then the golden egg from the spirit part of the deck. And the golden egg for me comes up with the aqua energy, right? The mother and the egg. The golden egg says, a message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within the sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern-day life. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga, nidra, or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Take a deep breath. Staying open to any response you hear. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, know that you're well on your way. Your chest may swell like you're seeing an old friend that's been away for a long, long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. Again, it's about, waiting to birth the unknown. And then we have the frog. So allow yourself a quiet time within the egg. It's like the bear hibernating in the winter. what they were talking about. And then the frog. Sorry, it's taking me so long to figure out where he is. The frog is clearing, cleansing, and healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within its this healing element, and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. So they always go back to the water. It's like the frog becoming the prince on land, now walking on land, but has to go back and be a frog in the water again from time to time, or on a regular basis. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. So even if you aren't going to shower multiple times a day, you can certainly splash water on your body for your skin to soak it up and drink lots of water. When in balance, clear your energy and enthusiasm for life. When you're out of balance, depleted, and running on empty, by doing this, you can bring your body back into balance. Go to a lake, a river, ocean, or bathhouse. So sometimes it's just as much as being next to that water and feeling it, feeling the energies that come up off the water, and being in the rain, like the picture of the frog here. And remember about drinking water. If you drink too much water without electrolytes, you can take important electrolytes out from your system that could cause you to have a heart attack. So, go by the standard rules of drinking water. If you drink 60 ounces of water a day, or whatever it is, 8 ounces, or 8 glasses a day, or 6 8-ounce glasses a day, whatever it is, look it up online. But, don't, overachievers tend to overdo things, and I'm included in that. So just be careful about the water, because you can flush, when you drink water, you can also flush the electrolytes out of your system, which then, your heart very much depends on. That's why there's waters that are infused with electrolytes, especially if you work out a lot and you drink a lot of water. All right, so we have those 3 cards. I'll show you them again. Okay, it's all about the unknown, what's coming from these things, and finding a warm, safe place to allow that to happen, by the water perhaps. So even the egg may need some water here. And I always see it in the aqua ethers. So that's that fluidity. The egg in the mother's belly, it's all, there's all fluid in there. In the pregnancy. So we have the journey of love here, just real quickly, since we're already at 117.50, which are all really positive numbers. The Magician, the Star, and the 10 of Cups, unconditional love at 12:46 on the clock, which is the Hangman, and the 6 of Cups, the children loving each other, whether that be the inner children or the outer children. Take a deep breath. Definitely feeling anxieties rising regarding this information here, so just take a deep breath and stay present. All right, from the journey of love, what is our takeaway from all this? The Christ flame, the 31. So the expansion, right, causing anxiety, the drama that comes up. There's no need to sacrifice yourself for the pain here. And then the coming together here is coming up as well. Come together right now over me. So this is coming up as Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles right here, right? The grounding mechanism when he was up on the cross. And then we have the third energy is coming up as the old person, the rings of time. And this can be the trauma, again, of abuse of a parent or a relative, or anyone for that matter, who may now be in a wheelchair. Or this could be your own experience, now experiencing being in a wheelchair, needing to be taken care of by others. And then the moon energy is coming up here again, the dark side of the moon. All right, so this is coming up as that darker energy. Or it can be the dark side of the moon being, the dark side of your life at the end when you're sick and you can't do anything for yourself. Or you're hung on a cross with your heart pumping and trying to come together with someone else. Hit the presses, and it's all being talked about, right? Didn't we just talk about that? Okay. All the hyenas laughing behind your back. right? And then we have the otter, concerned and wanting to be able to do something, but they can't. There's nothing they can do. Or perhaps the peacock who just wants to get attention and be seen, right? All those kind of energies coming up. And also the physical body as well. The tides of the moon, the aging body, very much the physical realm, being hung on the cross, the sacrifice. The sacrifice, what did you do to yourself in your life to cause this, right? You sacrificed yourself. So it's saying don't do that. Your body is your temple and love yourself first. So let's see what the book has to say. We have the legacy of light on the bottom here, right? Use your light, your talents. Hold the light. And this is very much that Jesus energy here too. The 53 is the Knight of Swords, a messenger of truth, of Jesus, his message, the legacy of light that he brought. 3 to 1, the Trinity, the 10 of a turn for the better. Stay in the vortex, right? The mother, father, and the child. Okay. The child is that third energy of excitement, initiation. You know, the Christ Sophia, the mother, father, Amana, creator. All of those energies come up for me in the same way. So let us read from Journey of Love for the 31, which is the Christ energy there. The Christ flame. Within you burns the flame of Christ. Beyond religion, and again, that's for me as well. This is not a religious channel. This is about unity consciousness. Any religion that helps you become more than you are in a higher vibration is fine with me. It's about all the tainted energies amongst the different religions and that they cause competition for me personally. But within you burns the flame of Christ. Beyond religion, this flame belongs to all hearts willing to receive the divine, opening to it as a lover would open the heart to receive the beloved. Though the awakening of the Christ within brings greater closeness to the divine, and therefore greater love and depth of compassion, it too can bring sadness, righteous anger, and a passionate need to contribute positive healing, action, and change in the world. You may be an introspective soul who does this through mastering their inner world with meditation and yoga, raising your own vibration with absolute intent that this bring healing to the world around you. You may be an extroverted soul that thrives in sharing messages and living a life of dynamic action in support of the causes that are worthy and moving to your brave heart, capable of feeling divine outrage and responding with inspired action. You may be a combination of these soul types and choosing wisely what you consume, which companies you support and which television you do or do not watch, and what you read, voting for the life you want to have around you in the world through your actions, internal and external. This is the Christ flame igniting within you, setting the world aflame with the fire of divine love. This oracle brings guidance that you are connecting with the universal Christ consciousness, and your heart is meant to awaken as a sacred heart. Being the Christ flame of divine love this lifetime, you are part of the wave of awakening happening on the earth now. You're exactly where you're meant to be and doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. Keep going. Love is more than words can define. It's a feeling which wells up inside and longs for release. It's a smile which starts in my heart and spreads across my face like a silly grin. It's a knowing so deep in my being that every cell speaks in a language only lovers know. And most of all, it is the beginning, the birth, the possibility, the promise of a tomorrow, the hope that grows into something we can only imagine when hearts combine and love becomes more. Okay, guys. So a reminder to drink your water. That definitely came up in the read. Or be by water. Take a bath, a salt bath, a shower, splash water on you, whatever you can do to just get that good feeling around the water. And make sure you get enough rest. Do your best to get rest. So like I did last night, I couldn't sleep. So I did a clearing video. And I was out in 15 minutes. So that might just do the trick for you. So you can try that. And just remember to be in joy. Stay present in the moment. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. Obviously, you have to plan a few things and allow that too to happen. Like when I was planning a trip, when I was going to the south of France, I was experimenting with those energies. And when I first went in to look for a flight, the typical flights from here to France, were $11, $12, $1,300. So I was just waiting to see if there's something more affordable came up that was a, reasonable time stop. I wasn't going to stop and wait 13 hours in an airport or something like that. And by the third day, I had all of the different sites open, you know, looking at the different prices. And then I said, nope, nothing was good today either. I went to close all the sites out, and one last site was still open. And right on that page opened was the perfect flight for like $750. So again, don't rush into things. When you trust and have faith, you're always going to be guided to what is best for you. You can manifest all sorts of things in your favor, even for free sometimes, you know, people just giving you things for free, or, you know, calling the phone company and finding out, oh, I get a senior discount, so no, I have a flat rate and I don't have to worry about all those extra taxes and stuff. I know what my price is going to be. So get your joy, stay present, you know, let go of the past, just be here in this moment. And remember, forgiveness is for you. Don't sacrifice yourself either, right? You're here to be happy, not to sacrifice so that others can be happy. When you make you're happy, you can make others so much more happy by using your true gifts. That's how you are supposed to express to the world and thus make others happy. How can you not make them happy when you're being your true authentic self and showing your gifts that you've been given? And that's what everyone should be doing, instead of sacrificing for others and denying their own gifts, denying their self-worth, all of those things. Remember your body. Love your body. Literally send loving intentions to the parts of your bodies that aren't feeling well or hurting or aching. Send love. Send healing. Say, I am healthy today. I am abundant. I am wise. And I am beautiful. And guys, make sure you connect to nature as well. Ground yourselves well and rise and be loved. See you soon, guys. Have an amazing day. Bye.